spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it's Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, Horse and Buggy, and of course, that old outlaw, Waylon Jennings. And of course, we wrap it up into a ball with all of the toy news from this week. We got a lot of news this week, and we call it weekly purchases. And of course, if you guys missed some of the videos on the channel this week, we always start with a recap of the week that was, and we're getting backed up on videos. You Patreon members, you guys had probably about 40 videos before YouTube currently. A lot of videos over there at Patreon, as Patreon members know, of course. But we're getting them out to YouTube eventually, but there's a lot of bonus content, exclusive content, a lot of early videos over there on Patreon. But this week on the channel, there was all kinds of videos, and this week being San Diego Comic-Con week, hopefully you guys all survived. We'll definitely talk more in this video about San Diego Comic-Con, but we did 3 recap videos. Yes, you heard that right. We did a wrestling recap of day 1, a wrestling recap of day 2, and then everything else into another video here dropping the same day as weekly purchases. So make sure you check out all 3 of those San Diego Comic-Con videos to be as up to speed as you can be, as news is changing by the minute. There's going to be some new news probably after this video even is filmed. That's just the way things go with San Diego Comic-Con weekend. And of course, we got all day Saturday and even into the weekend on Sunday with things going on over at San Diego Comic-Con. So there should be a lot of catch-up, follow-up news next week in weekly purchases as well. But like I said, on the channel, you got 3 San Diego Comic-Con recap videos to check out. So check those out. Other videos on the channel this week, Zombie Sailor, the long-awaited figures. They're finally here. It took over a year. Unboxed Series 1 on the channel this week. Check those ones out. Did an old school Mattel Basics unboxing, a kind of rapid fire unboxing of some Mattel Basics that have been sitting around, so check that one out. We did a top 5 this week, the top 5 Hasbro tag teams of all time, of course, as voted by me. Check that video out. That was kind of lost in the San Diego Comic-Con madness, but it's a good one. If you love Hasbro's, you love tag teams, you'll want to check out that top 5 on the channel. Jakks Classic Superstars Series 1 unboxing and review. We've turned the page in our Jakks Classic videos. We've turned into some more unboxing videos now. So hopefully you guys are enjoying all the Jakks Classic Superstars content that we got on the channel. Over 2 years worth at this point. So a lot to talk about over there. We also did a really cool video, something that I've never seen anybody really talk about, and I just said, you know what, I should do a video on this, because if I don't, this will just go down in flames in history, and it is the untold story of Basics Series 100, with WWE Elite 100 just announced at San Diego Comic-Con. Perfect time to look back at the last Series 100 we got from Mattel, and that is the Basic line. And there's quite a lot of interesting facts about that line in that very video, so check that one out. Storm Collectibles, we unboxed Reptile. Got to get a deal all day long. Of course, Entertainment Earth, I picked that up. It was in the outlet clearance for $65. Use my 10% off code, of course, link in the description below. You get 10% off in-stock items. Then use free shipping. Got to get a deal all day long. A fabulous Storm Collectible Reptile figure. Check that one out. Talking retros, we talked Zombie Sailor. Well, we did some Cella unboxings this week. Both versions of Hayabusa and Bill Nakano. Unboxed those. Check those videos out there on the channel. Then we talked a little WWE Legends, hitting Target stores as we speak. Check those out. We did X-Pac, we did Lex Luger, we did Stacy Keibler. I'm still waiting to find Kane. I'm still waiting for the Chase Lex Luger. We'll finish up that set, hopefully in the next week or so. We'll see what happens with that. I also unboxed a Jeep I bought for my DX Invasion and to display with my figures. Check that video out if you're looking for a Jeep for your DX figures. Got to get a deal all day long. I'm not going to buy one of those $300 Jeeps for just a little display piece. But the one I bought works perfectly for me. Maybe for you. Maybe you want a different one. Check out that video if you are so inclined. We unboxed Shredder and Foot Soldiers to mixed results. Kind of hot garbage, in all honesty. So we unboxed that one this week on the channel. Some Marvel Legends, Maggot and Darwin. We took a look at the new X-Men Waves. 2 more figures from that as we slowly piece that figure set together. Check that one out. Wondar He-Man Mattel Creations Mania. I talked about the heartbreak and disappointment that I know a lot of you guys are feeling about the No Holds Barred pack, the He-Man pack, and we're going to talk about that in this very video as well. But I did get Wondar finally with the help of Midwest Wrestling legend Gage Octane. We made a pact and it worked out, and I ended up getting the ones I needed him because, as you guys know, I was iced out on that purchase. And then the final thing, of course, the figure hunt this week. And man, this is a busy week for me. Obviously, all the San Diego Comic-Con stuff going on, but a ton of work. Work-life balance is not a thing in my book, unfortunately. As I said before, I don't hardly ever take time off, and it was a very busy week. So probably the shortest fig hunt video I've ever had. It was like 16 minutes. I didn't get to as many stores as I would have liked to. I just was stuck in too many meetings, too many conference calls, too many things going on this week. But of course, you know, I made a little bit of time to find some figures. Check out the action figure hunt this week on the channel. You'll see some of the results of the hunt in this very video, so stay tuned for that. Figured I'd better plug the Patreon one more time. Of course, we're getting dangerously close to the end of July, and there's still time to get in on the July giveaway. I got those guys right here, actually, very handy. Old Mace and Bret Hitman Hart. Whoa. Bret Hitman Hart and Mace, as I get them together here. What is that, Elite 94? You can win this if you're a $10 supporter and up. You get your name thrown in the hat for the giveaway. If you're into that, check out the Patreon, of course. We'll be announcing that in a week or two. Whenever the early August is, we'll announce that. Still time to get in. And, of course, I mentioned it in the Reptile Entertainment Earth. Link in the description below. They're still working on some tech issues. Some people the code doesn't work for, some it does. But if you go through that link, you should save 10% off all in-stock stuff. Got to get a deal all day long. And, of course, Ringside Collectibles. Man, Ringside got a lot of money this week, that's for sure. With all the unmatched, the exclusive, the elites, the ultimate editions, everything that went up for pre-order in the San Diego Comic-Con Mania weekend. Make sure you use the discount code Kyle to save yourself 10%. If you're spending a lot of money, you might as well save a little bit. And speaking of money, I think we all spent way too much money this week. There's way too much. I don't even want to total what I've pre-ordered up. I'm just kind of justifying it to myself, and we all got to take that big step back that not all of this stuff you had to pay for immediately. A lot of it is to come down the line, things like that. So I take a little bit of a breath back with that. If you had to pay it all right now, man, we'd be swimming. We'd be in some serious trouble. Maybe we still are. Who knows? But you got to take that step back. And then we always talk about it. You get that FOMO. You want the shiny new toy. In all honesty, you guys know how it works in this toy game. We know. We talk a lot of business talk on this channel about inflation, things going higher and higher, your daily food. An increase just happened in food. I can tell you that firsthand. There's going to be another one in the fall, so stay tuned for that. And that's going to make things like toys go to the back burner even more. We're seeing at the shelves at Targets, GameStops, Walmart, some deep clearances on action figures right now. Why is that? Because the consumer is not buying at the rate they were, let's say, 6 months ago, maybe even sooner than that. So what does that all mean? Of course, all these new pre-order items are all great. They're all great. Well, I think we're going to have a huge backlash when the majority of these things start to ship, is nobody's going to have any money for this stuff, or maybe just some of it. They're going to have to pick and choose, and that's where you long gamers can really make a dent. If you wait, take your time, you know there's sales all the time. There always is. A lot of this stuff we saw today, hey, guess what? A lot of it will be shipping around Christmas. What does Target do at Christmas? You know, spend $100 on toys, get $25 gift card. There'll be after Christmas clearances, for example. There'll be a lot of opportunities for a lot of these figures to get a deal on. And as I always say, you know, you pass on some, maybe they're really hard to get and you can't find them, but guess what? You saved a bunch of money on a bunch of others. Maybe you have to pay $5, $10 more for something you could have got at retail, but it all evens out. It all gets a lot better in the end. You just got to be careful. You got to know your limits and know what really is important to you. So it's really tough. This is the biggest San Diego Comic-Con I've ever seen, and I've been watching this, paying attention to this stuff, gosh, since the 90s. And it's just a wild, absolutely wild time at these toy fairs and things like that. Every company wants every dollar out of your wallet. Not everybody's going to get it. We're going to see some lines skyrocket. We're going to see some lines fail. It's just going to run the gamut out there. So I just want to put that service. I feel like it's a PSA from a G.I. Joe episode is what that kind of is. But that is my PSA right there. Now let's talk about a little heartache and disappointment. A lot of you guys felt it. I've seen a lot of complaints, a lot more than I anticipated seeing on social media. A lot of people got iced out on the Zeus RIP No Holds Barred pack. Yeah, that is super unfortunate. I'm actually surprised. I thought these would be better. It did sell out fast. Sergeant Slaughter sold out fast too last year. And I believe they made more than the Sergeant Slaughter for sure. And you got to think, last year Sergeant Slaughter There was G.I. Joe fan base, there was wrestling fan base trying to get this. I don't think there's a big no-holds-barred fan base that's not related to wrestling. There's not a lot of non-wrestling fans, but you know what? I love that no-holds-barred movie. There's not that, so you don't really have two collectors going for this one. So I found it strange how fast it sold out. Now, obviously this is Saturday when you're watching this, but you should refresh that page throughout the day. There's always a chance of cancellations with a card not working or something happen. Maybe somebody bought multiples somehow and they get cut back. There's that chance out there. But besides that, I guess the best advice would be wait. Don't give in to FOMO right away because they're going to be jacked up on the secondary market. But we've seen some of the other ones, the Mr. T's and a few things, they come back to earth a little bit back to earth, but not totally back to earth. But it is a shame. It is limited edition. It is what it is, and that sucks. And I know firsthand how it sucks to get iced out. I got iced out on the PowerCon stuff last year. I got iced out on Wondar just a couple of weeks ago. It does suck. I luckily did get one more no holds barred pack, and I almost thought about getting two. I said, do I get one or two? I said, I only need one, but maybe somebody might need one, a friend of mine, a Gage Octane, a David Anderson of the world, somebody like that. And then I only said, you know what, I'm only going to get one. I had some weirdness with the app or whatever we want to call it there. And I tried to get two, and then it knocked me down to one. I said, I'm just rolling with it. I don't want to miss out. And luckily, I did get the He-Man pack as well. At first, they both came up as sold out. I refreshed, then they were back in. Got in line, luckily checked out for both. Lucky for me, I know a lot of people did miss out. It's just kind of the way these things go, unfortunately, and it's just never going to get better, and there's always going to be complaints no matter what. I mean, that's just the way of life out there, and I hope everybody can get one eventually. We'll see what happens with all that, but it is trying times trying to get these things. I totally understand. Like I said, I've been burned as well. It is truly a roll of the dice. And everybody says, well, why don't they make more? Why don't they make more? I mean, Mattel probably thought they made enough, possibly. And these aren't one of these things, too. They want to have a little bit of specialness to them. Who's to say we won't get Zeus and Hulk Hogan later on down the line, maybe with not all the cool packaging? I don't know. Who knows? I'm not a clairvoyant quite yet. I'm getting close, but I'm not quite there. But it is what it is at this point, unfortunately. And I know a lot of people are disappointed. And on the other flip side is there's a lot of people that are really happy. And you usually hear a lot more for the people that are disappointed than the people that are happy. That's just kind of the way life goes. But I wanted to talk about that a little bit at the beginning. Now, of course, I said I did 3 San Diego Comic-Con videos, so the majority of stuff is in those videos, but there's a few other notes and a couple of follow-ups from the wrestling video I had, some new things that fell outside of the line of San Diego Comic-Con that I wanted to touch on, so we'll go through all that stuff right now here on the channel. All right, let's talk a little wrestling, and let's go back to Mattel Creations. As we did see on the San Diego Comic-Con panel, they're all in on the Cody Rhodes game. They put all their chips forward, and there is an Ultimate Edition Cody Rhodes being made. It is up for pre-order for 1 full week over there at Mattel Creations, so no adamant rush like there was today for the Zeus pack. You can wait all week to get that. I did go in after I got all that stuff said and done. I went in, did a separate order, picked up my 2 Codys. As you guys know, I'm a Double Up Club member of the Ultimate Editions. At least for now, there's so many coming. I don't know if that's a possibility to keep up or not, but I do have all those going. But Cody, if you're wanting it, get in. You got a week to do it. Gotta think it'll be a good figure. We'll see what happens, but there's going to be Cody overload. We joke about all the Romans, Seth, and Dean Ambroses back in the day. Cody's going to take it to another level, just like he did to Jazzwares, so expect a lot more Codys. We did see a basic. Gotta think we'll have an elite here before you know it as well. But yeah, Cody coming in hot in the Ultimate Edition, MattelCreations.com. Check that one out. Follow up Amazon. We are getting an Amazon 3-pack, an Elite Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and manager Paul Heyman. We talked about that. Didn't quite know where that fit in at the time of the video. Well, apparently it's going to be an Amazon exclusive. So wait and see where that goes, when that goes up on Amazon. We'll talk about it when that time does come. Another clarification on the Legends line. The Samoan SWAT team head shrinkers, I thought they were actually different figures. It is a 2-in-1 set, which bravo Mattel. We're not wasting another person in the line. You're getting them in there, and you could buy just multiples of those. That is a very, very cool idea. A little bit of an army builder type idea there, but not taking away an extra spot for anybody. So you just buy them twice, you're off to the races, or 4 times, depending on what you want to collect, and I'm getting all 4. Samoan SWAT team, definitely a favorite of mine. I knew the head shrinkers. Obviously, I liked the head shrinkers, but to me, I was introduced to them as the Samoan SWAT team, with Paul Lee, so I'm very, very excited about that one. So that's coming to the Legends line before you know it. We did see some on-card images of the WWE Greatest Hits line. We know this is available to all vendors. This isn't exclusive to Target or Walmart or Ringside or anything like that. We did see in-package images, and I gotta say I was a little bit deflated here because they are basically all re-releases. We know we got new bells and whistles, pinless joints, double-jointed elbows, knees, things like that. Maybe a little bit better paint applications. But I guess I was hoping for a little bit fancier graphics, maybe a different kind of packaging, and basically they are in the normal Elite packaging. So not as special as I thought they could have done with this wave, but it is what it is, and it sounds like we're going to get Greatest Hits once a year, so that just to me speaks to they should have made it a little bit more special. Put a big starburst on it, put something different. Now it just kind of mixes in with your regular Elites, but it is what it is, and for me, I'm opening up anyway, so I guess it really doesn't matter, but it's something special. It just felt like it should have needed something special. So there's that. How about Zombie Sailor Toys? We talk about him every single week. Well, this week he announced Masato Tanaka. You longtime ECW fans like me, Mike Awesome, Masato Tanaka, they stole our heart and never let go to this day. Some amazing matches that I still watch from time to time. So I'm all in for Masato Tanaka from Zombie Sailor. I just hope we get it before 2024. It's just going to be interesting where that falls in the lineup there and how well he will sell actually as well. But I'm all for that. We also saw from Zombie Sailor this week, Raven. Of course, what about me? What about Raven? Well, we were going to talk about you, Raven. He has a ministry shirt. Zombie licensed a ministry shirt. I'm not a big ministry guy. They've never done anything for me. Maybe you like them, maybe you don't, maybe you never heard of them, but they don't do anything for me. There's different shirts I would have loved to seen on Raven, but it is a cool feature, and that is a cool way for Zombie Sailor. Man, he's taken that extra step to make sure these figures look really, really cool by licensing a ministry shirt. He's also going to have a jacket with him here. That should be a really good figure, a very strong figure, a very popular figure when all is said and done. Then we saw from Rush Collectibles, we saw a little bit of Larry Zbyszko and the Fallen Angel. We saw a little bit of pictures of those guys, a little bit more detail here. And it's funny that Fallen Angel, Maurice Tillett, I believe that was his name, Maurice. A lot of people say Shrek was based off him. I mean, the pictures of him look absolutely wild. To me, he looks like Michael Berryman from, of course, The Devil's Rejects, or most probably know him from The Hills Have Eyes or Goonies or whatever, but definitely a famous actor in the genre. But he looks a lot like Michael Berryman. So I guess if you're a big Michael Berryman fan, you could have a Michael Berryman retro figure. So good for you there. But that's an interesting one. I see every year, I see that death mask at the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame up there in Waterloo, Iowa. Unfortunately, it is this weekend, and I had to miss it. This is the first time I've missed it in 16 years, if you can believe that. Just super tied up with work this week. It's been an all-timer in the work life, as I said a couple of times here. So I just didn't have a chance to scoot away for that. It is what it is. It's unfortunate to miss it, but I wish everybody well out there. I hope that goes off without any hitches and all kinds of stuff. And hopefully I can be there next year. Get back on the horse, as one might say. I remember 11 years ago, I was working with Terry Funk, and a few times Terry Funk was at those shows, getting to hang out with him, spent some quality time with the old Funker, but had a lot of fun working with Terry for a whole weekend. I've talked about that. I talked about the other time when I met with Terry, and Mick Foley had some pizza with him. Oh boy, what a time to be alive that was for Kyle. Memories I'll never forget for sure. So that is going on this weekend if you're in the neighborhood. There you go. Another thing that dropped this week, a bit of a surprise, and one that did not sell out very fast, was not that hard to get, and for the most part, if you wanted it, you had a pretty good opportunity to pick this one. It was AEW Shop, John Moxley, AEW, unrivaled exclusive. $70, just a little shy of $70 if you got it shipped in a protector. Woof, they raised the price, I think $5 or $6 on these. I think they're trying to figure out where does the line people are willing to pay. And that's the problem with action figure collectibles across the board. People are showing that they're still paying these inflated prices. Well, that just tells the company, hey, we got to keep it this way. We'll make some more money. And there is true inflation. I hear about it every single day. I have people fight with me, literally fight with me. I have to throw up the fist and block some punches every once in a while about this whole inflation and price, and everybody thinks these companies are just making more and more money. Well, there is a lot of back-end stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that goes into everything that makes goods, whatever they are, cost what they are. And it's a dangerous, dangerous time right now. Things are at an all-time high. Trying to find workers for, $70,000 to $100,000 a year jobs. Obviously, they're not the funnest jobs in the world, but man, that's a lot of money from a couple years ago for a 40-hour work week, and I haven't seen a 40-hour work week in probably 15 years. You know, it's just wild times out there. I can firsthand tell you guys it's totally wild times, and it seems like it's going to get even wilder in through the fall. So hopefully something's got to give. Something's got to give. So Moxley, if you wanted it, hopefully you did pick that one up. Now, another little piece of news this week, coming in Friday afternoon. Of course, I film weekly purchases on Friday. And like I said, if I missed anything in the grand scheme, we'll probably follow up next week in weekly purchases. But Jada Toys back with another Universal monster. Not everybody's all in on these Universals. I, of course, have a couple of them. The Creature from the Black Lagoon being my favorite one, of course. But the Wolfman is coming from Jada Toys. Now, this isn't for everybody, like I said, but these do scale very well with your Marvel Legends. Very cool to kind of hide in your diorama or your display, kind of mix them in with a little Universal monster with your Marvel Legends. That's what I'm going to do with mine. But the Wolfman, a favorite of mine, that old whiny Larry Talbot, as my dad would say. Check out the review with my dad and I at the Universal Monsters Wolfman up on the channel. But a very, very good looking Wolfman. I mean, it's not as good as the NECA by far. I mean, I totally agree on that. But for what it is and the price point it is, I don't think it's a bad pickup. And you can get that at Entertainment Earth. Link in the description below. So that's it. That's my recap. That's the little happenings, what's going on outside of those 3 San Diego Comic-Con videos. Like I said, check those bad boys out. But now we turn our attention to Album of the Week. And man, I went deep this week. I went so deep. Most of you guys have never even heard of this person or this album. But I tell you, you should check it out. And what is it? It is Mike McGear, the album McGear from 1974. Have any of you guys heard this? Could I be the only one? And I got this back in high school, back in the 90s. I was all in on this album. And why was I all in on this album? Because you guys know I'm a huge Beatles fan. I'm a huge Paul McCartney fan. George Harrison is my favorite, though. But I love the heavy metal, of course. You guys know I'm a good heavy metal brother. But I also love the Beatles. I love a lot of the classics from the 60s and 50s. Some of that old school country western as well. I'm a Renaissance man. What can I say? But McGear is also the brother of Paul McCartney. And Paul McCartney and Linda McCartney are all over this album. They produced it, helped write it, sing background vocals. It really is a lost gem. A little bit experimental, almost like McCartney 2, if you're familiar with the McCartney 2 album. But a very, very cool album. Some hot garbage in there, but some awesome, awesome songs. Just kind of all over the place. And he had 2 solo albums, but the McGear album is definitely his best. There is a deluxe version that came out a while back that I missed. That's how I ended up finding it this week. I probably haven't listened to this album in 15 years at least, if not longer. And I really did enjoy my time with it. And it's fun every once in a while finding an album that you listened to way, way back, checking it out again. And like I said, probably the majority, I would almost say 100% of you guys have probably never heard of or heard that album, but maybe it's something you might be interested in. Check it out. That is the Album of the Week. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's take a look at the weekly purchases. All right, let's get down to it. Let's get down to the weekly purchases. In the last few weeks, I don't know what the heck's in the water in my area, but man, there's been some heavy, heavy hitter weeks. Going all the way back about a month ago to that RVD deleted Chase figure, of course. We unboxed and did that one. We got that in weekly purchases. The following week, the Ultimate Warrior prototype of his Hall of Fame figure, as well as the 1 of 15 Granite Edition Ultimate Warrior. And then, of course, last week, old Ace, my old new buddy, fitting in with all the other dogs in the family. That was quite the big purchase as well. And then this week, another big week of purchases here. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Hopefully you guys enjoy what I picked up this week. So without further ado, let's dive in. Let's check it out. And we got some surprises for you here. First thing I'm going to start with right here, though, is a little soft goods robe for a Ric Flair figure. Ended up picking up one of these off of a Facebook group. Very, very cool. Going to have to try it on a Ric Flair figure. But every once in a while, you guys know I dabble in some custom clothing for my wrestling figures. Taking those elites to the next level, or basics to the next level, of course, as I always say. So we did have that. Gotta thank my old buddy Fig Boss Man, a great supporter of the Patreon grid, good brother out there. Well, he had something he dangled in front of me in the last week, and I could not refuse, and we actually worked out pretty well. As you guys know, I have a lot of double Jakks Classic Superstars I've been selling. Well, he's a big Bret Hart man, and I had a Bret Hart, I think it was, Classic Superstars Series 3, and he said, how about we do a little trade ski action? And I was all in. I was all ears. I'm always all ears. And he had a double, an extra of something that I have been looking for a little bit, playing a little of that long game. As you guys know, Kyle has a 100% complete Mattel Elite collection. You can see most of it behind me. I have a complete collection. I have them all loose, except for one. I have one of those figures that is not loose. And I've always wanted to open it up. I've just never been able to do it. Been playing that long game, wanting a minty loose one. Well, that day has finally come, as he did hook me up in a trade with the ringside collectible Macho King from back in the day. Now, unfortunately, this is a damaged package. This is pretty beat up here, and unfortunately, the mailman, I think, kicked it to my house, unfortunately. It was already beat up, but it got a little bit worse beat up in the by the mailman. But that's okay, because I want a minty loose edition, and that's exactly what we have right here. So I do have another one that is a heck of a lot more minty than this. I'll probably sell that, try to get some profits back. You guys know how that works. But finally, I'll have a 100% opened Mattel Elite collection, so I will get to this on the channel eventually. We'll do an old school throwback unboxing of this one. Can't wait to do that here in the future. So there's the old Macho King through the door. A few other things this week. How about something really interesting? I got an offer. I get a lot of people that slide into my messages, many a day, of course, and there's a lot of discussion, a lot of, hey, have you seen this? Do you know about this? A lot of that kind of stuff, and I try to answer every single one as fast as I can, but you guys know me, I have a full-time day job, more than that, so I try to be as responsive as I can. But I got this sent to me and asked, hey, would you be interested in this? Well, I came to a good deal. I couldn't pass this up. These really aren't for me, but in this instance, things like this, they are for me. And what is it? It's a little prototype action. How about a little Ultimate Warrior prototype? Prototype of the Ultimate Warrior Elite right here. I believe ringside collectibles exclusive, and then a Mattel Basic prototype. And we also got a couple of extra heads thrown in with them, if I can get them to stand. It looks like the WCW head from the first Ultimate Edition, and Defining Moments, WrestleMania 7. Very noteworthy, newsworthy as of right now. Got 2 extra heads thrown in with this. So, not a big prototype guy. I mean, I don't want just anybody, but you guys know I love the Ultimate Warrior. I'm all in on the Ultimate Warrior, so this was worth the pickup for me in a very reasonable price as well. So I couldn't turn these bad boys back down. Picked them up this week, so a little Ultimate Warrior action this week on the channel. We continue on with a few other wrestling things. Of course, this came in the mail via Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Got the brand new Jeff Hardy Ultimate Edition. There he is, looking good. Also got, of course, the Roman Reigns Ultimate Edition. So those are the 2 newest Ultimate Edition figures. Got both of those. Discount code Kyle will save you 10%, as you guys know by now. We'll be unboxing these here on the channel very shortly, so stay tuned. And of course, I had to get a second set. As you guys know, I'm part of that Double Up Club on my Mattel Ultimate Editions. So I got another Jeff and another Roman as well. Expensive times, as we all know right now. Expensive times. But Ultimate Edition's done for now. We look ahead to the next series now. That's exactly what we do. How about a little clearance action? If you guys, I talked a little bit earlier, there's a lot of clearance stuff going on, and I'm a sucker for a good clearance item. Sometimes are great for just a long game. Sometimes things I would normally not buy, I buy to put in my desk at work maybe. And that's what I did. I bought a few things here at Target. You saw it in my weekly figure hunt video. Hopefully you checked that video out. If not, check it out. But I got a few things really cheap. $5 Boxing Batman. I unboxed this on the channel last week, but I figured another one wouldn't hurt for $5. Who knows? I can always maybe sell it down the line, trade it down the line, give it away on the Patreon channel, give it away on the YouTube channel, something like that. But we got Batman, $5, can't beat that. Another one for $5. I still bought another one. I have it. Maybe I'll unbox these, and it'll probably be a Patreon exclusive one of these days. Thresh from the League of Legends. I don't know what League of Legends even is. I'm guessing a video game. But this figure looks so cool. I said, you know what? This might be something cool to just unbox and see how it is, see how it looks. And for $5, I said, you know what? Got to get a deal all day long. I can live with that for $5. So I picked him up. I did get this off Amazon for only $12.99. It is the Red Hood. You guys know I dabble in some McFarlane. Got this Red Hood, gonna go good with that munitions pack we unboxed on the channel a few weeks ago. Get him some guns ASAP. So I got Red Hood this week. And then I picked up this Bat Cycle, not sure what to do. I still haven't even seen the Batman movie. One of these days I'll find like 4 hours. I don't know where I'll find it, and maybe I'll give it a watch. But there's the Batman motorcycle. This was like $8.99 at Target right now, and I said, boy, for $8.99 it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. I'll check it out, see what all the fuss is about. $8.99 all day long. Pick up something like that. And it doesn't end there. I did get this. $4.99. I couldn't pass this up. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but for $4.99, Doctor Strange, Master of the Mystic Arts, very cool looking thing. $4.99, got to get a deal all day long. And then I picked this one up. I went back and forth, had the devil and the angel on my shoulder, and it's funny, it's the old Redeemer. Not Miro, but a Redeemer himself. But this is the Platinum Edition, and being on clearance for only, what, $7.98? $7.49? I said, you know what the heck, $7.49, I'll pick this one up. Not the biggest fan of this figure, a little bit bigger, a little bit bulky. The wings aren't my favorite, but it is a little bit different with the Platinum Edition. So I said, you know what the heck, what's it matter? I'll pick it up, and that's what I did there. So a little bit of a clearance haul there today in weekly purchases. Whoa, stop the clock. Future Kyle breaking in on past Kyle, and got a few more pickups this week to talk about that I forgot in a different pile, as I did get the mailman here today. He did bring me some cool stuff and a few other things I have that I forgot as part of weekly purchases. But what did I get from Foreign Objects? Yes, check out Foreign Objects over there on Instagram. One of the best places for your import figures, especially the Chara Pro figures. And they've been helping me out for quite some time, so I gotta give them a special shout out. They finally found one of these for me. They gave me the hot Instagram message, and we were off to the races. What was that, of course? Terry Funk. Chara Pro, of course, Terry Funk right here. If you guys check out my Instagram and Twitter, I did post a picture of me and Terry Funk from 11 years ago today. I got to hang out with Terry Funk on 2 different occasions for a weekend, and that was quite the momentous occasion for me. Of course, getting to hang out with one of my all-time favorites, Terry Funk. And I need to get all these Chara Pros. There's the Beyond the Mat one. There's different ones. I'm going to be a completionist of all Terry Funk figures. I got to do it for the man, Terry. So I do have this. And they also threw in a little extra bonus for me. I believe this was a little coffee giveaway over there in Japan, like all Japan. Very, very small Terry Funk, but very cool. Awesome. Anything and everything Terry Funk, man, I'm a buyer for. They know that. So check out old Foreign Objects over there on Instagram. Tell them Kyle sent you. There you go. A few other things through the door. Unfortunately, my NWO Wolfpack Hulk Hogan figure did not arrive today. Once again, FedEx delayed it. It was supposed to be here today. I guess it's coming tomorrow on Saturday, so I'll stay tuned for that one. But I did get a few things through the door via NECA. Yes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Sagi Yojimbo through the door here. One of the most famous samurai rabbits of all time, I would say. I think that's a fair assessment. Did get him through the door. It feels like it's been forever since we've had a cartoon Ninja Turtle here at the table. And then on top of that, what else did we get? Man, we got the Neutrinos 3-pack. Very cool 3-pack here. The Neutrinos in the house today. So a couple extra pickups, enough to be dangerous in weekly purchases. And the beat goes on. We keep marching on. And via Amazon this week, the New Republic security droid from The Mandalorian came through the door. Man, Star Wars, I don't know, it's getting deep, it's getting crazy. I don't want to say it's so hard to say goodbye to the Black Series, but the Black Series is branched out, went so far out. It's tough to be a completionist. It's tough to keep up with everything. And honestly, do you like everything? Like, we know we're going to get an Andor line. Obviously, I haven't seen the show. Nobody's seen the show yet. But will I like the show? Will it be worthy enough to get action figures for? It's just getting deeper and deeper. And of course, maybe it's just me because the original trilogy is so special growing up and stuff. Like a lot of people. I want more trilogy characters. I get they got to have the new stuff, but give us more trilogy. I'm hoping next year, 40th anniversary, Return of the Jedi, we're going to get some people. They're going to get me Wicket finally. I hope we see some of that kind of stuff in the future. But it's getting awfully deep in some of these Star Wars lines, and you can only get so much. You guys know how it goes. So I do get that. And then I say that, but then look what I get here from Amazon this week. Of course, we're building the band out. We got Figrin Dan. We got 1, 2. We got 3. We got 4. Why not make 5? And of course, I'm waiting on the deluxe version. Has not come out yet, but we're going to build the greatest band in the land. Hopefully that means we'll get the Max Rebo band in the future, and we can have a battle of the bands right here at the table. I don't know about that, but Figrin Dan had to buy one of each so I can have everybody with their own instruments and I can have that band in the corner of my shelf. Just got to do it. It had to be done. That's what I did, so I picked those guys up. Keep on going here. How about this one? Walmart finally coming through. The surprise of the week. Never thought I'd see this one from Walmart. And we got this like 6 months ago, I think is when we unboxed this on the channel. but it's old Bigfoot. He came via Walmart. I don't think you can get him at Walmart anymore, at least as of right now. He is still on Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save 10%. But Bigfoot, I got this for my mint on card Bigfoot. I got a loose one, needed a mint on card one. This is just in case I ever stroll across Bigfoot. I got a big field and woods behind my house. You just never know. You got to keep an eye out there. You never know. And if I do see Bigfoot, I'm going to get him a Posca pen and he's going to sign this for me. Yeah, it's not Andre the Giant, but any Bigfoot can sign this. That's what I'm saying right now. We continue on. We got 3 more purchases this week. Of course, Hasbro Pulse, X-Men the Animated Series. I find it very, very interesting with this X-Men Animated Series line that everybody absolutely loves it. They love the packaging, everything, but it's plastic free. It's funny, people complain, but it just depends where they complain. There's not a lot of complaints about this, but we got Mr. Sinister right here. And then, of course, Storm through the door. So we got Storm and Mr. Sinister as we keep completing out the VHS set tape. Very, very cool line. As you guys know, I really do like this one. And then finally, through the door, finally off the list, we can finally build Bone Breaker. And I can tell you a very sad story about Kyle's childhood that you guys will just be brought to tears on. Stay tuned for that. But we're going to unbox Havoc, we'll unbox Vulcan, and then we'll do rank the entire wave and take a look at Bone Breaker. So expect that video sometime in the next week or so. Very happy to finally have Havoc here. It seems like it just took forever to get this wave. Just slowly piecing it out is how it went. But that's the way it goes. That's 2022 in the action figure game for sure. It's definitely not for the faint of heart, as one might say. I had an old boss one time come in, put his arm on my shoulder, and he said, Kyle, this business isn't for the faint at heart. And you know what? He's not too far off of it. You can put that about almost any business out there, and I'll put it towards the action figure business. But what did you pick up this week? Let me know in the comments down below. How was your week? Do you want to know how much money you spent? Do you not even want to look at that? That's, I'm guessing, how you and me and everybody else is. We don't even want to imagine how much money was spent this week with San Diego Comic-Con. But let me know your thoughts on the week in the comments down below. And of course, like this video. You made it this far, you might as well. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. And of course, don't forget about the Patreon where you can support the channel, get bonus videos, exclusive videos, and early content, and a whole lot more. Check out the old Patreon like I always say. And then follow along on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, ProWrestlingTees.com. And I should mention 18,000 subscribers. Thank you to each and every one of you guys out there. The March to 20 begins, I guess. But this week we will do the 18,000 subscriber special. Nature Boy Ric Flair, and that does make a lot of sense as Ric Flair's final match is next weekend. So stay tuned for that. So a lot of good stuff coming to the channel as always. So many videos. Only so much time. I know how it goes, but hopefully you guys are enjoying all the content, and we're going to have a lot more in the weeks and months to come, so be ready for all that. Make sure you subscribe and hit the old notification bell. Now you know what I'm doing. I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into the weekend, and I'll see you guys all real soon.